Welcome to the Fishbowl Radio, everybody. My name is Chief here, and I have nobody with me here today. No Juicy, no Mike Honcho. It's just old Chief here up in the building here. But reason why this episode's kind of later than normal. We usually do it at 3 o'clock, but today, different circumstance. I did go to a plasma donation center today and donated plasma. So that's the reason why I'm starting this late today. It took a very long time. First time I ever went to a plasma donation center, and it was not too bad. I mean, it was a very clean facility, so I feel pretty good. I didn't pass out, didn't faint, nothing like that. So I feel good, and I feel good about what I did. Help out some people out there that are suffering with different diseases that could be treated with just one session with your plasma that it takes your blood, and they got like two little tubes going up in the machine. One takes your blood, it goes shoot up in there into the machine, and they have another thing with your plasma that goes into this little tube, and it starts filling up. It's kind of like just like you just drip water kind of out of a bag, kind of just keep going with it. It's kind of exactly how it was going, and it fills up. Your plasma's kind of yellowish looking. So, like, it fills up all the way, then you take it, then they take it away from you. You don't take it because you're still hooked up. And so, yeah. Plus, it was fun. I guess it ain't really fun. I mean, my arm is going to probably be bruised tomorrow, but that's about it. But who isn't going to be bruised tomorrow with this stick in the vein? But, man, that hurts. That hurts when you move that vein. So, yeah, so I'm glad that I've done that, help out some people. But, yeah, let me mention this real quick. We have a game going on right now. Number 21, Baylor has just scored against Rice, 7-3. If I'd been 3 o'clock, I'm going to say that Baylor's going to beat Rice in that game. Not because they're leading right now. I think that Seth Russell and company is going to do well. Seth Russell has already thrown an interception in the game. He's 5 for 12 for 80 yards and an interception. So we'll see if Baylor can maybe extend their lead here. It took them a while to score, but I think Baylor will come alive and actually win this game. They had a game last night that I watched. Houston beat Cincinnati 40-16. Now, y'all think that score is really huge. I watched the game. It was not. It was real close. In fact, Northern Illinois was leading this game in the fourth quarter. Believe it or not, they were leading this game in the fourth quarter. Now, let me just say it like this. They panicked and they choked, kind of, because they had Houston pinned down and they were going to win this game. But Houston forces one pick six, and you're thinking, well, we'll see what's going to happen. Houston ended up scoring 28 points in the fourth quarter. They outscored Cincinnati 28-6 in the fourth quarter. Here's how the game went. 7 points for Houston in the first quarter, 3 points for the second, and 2 points in the third. So altogether, they had 12 points. So that tells you right there how the game was going along until the fourth quarter happened. And they did not throw just one pick six. They threw 2 pick sixes in back-to-back drives. I have never seen anything like that in college football. So it was crazy to even think that would even be possible to happen. So it's real interesting to see how that game progressed and how Houston was kind of, you thought for a moment that Cincinnati was going to have them, but Houston manages to escape and fight another day. So I would have picked Houston to win that game because I'm pretty big on Houston. Greg Ward Jr., he only threw a touchdown that game for passing. He ran 2 more in, but kind of expected a little bit more out of that game. But I mean, it's only his second year as a starting quarterback for Houston. Kind of broke out last year, and Greg Ward Jr. has been doing a pretty good job for Houston so far. So now that we got those 2 games going along, let me just recapture all the other games. We got a big game coming up in number 2 Florida State, number 10 Louisville. I will take that one last. And we got other big games too that need to be taken care of. So we have a couple of 3 or 4 top 25 games. They got some big listed games coming up this weekend, so it will be fun. First game I want to talk about is number 25, Miami takes on Appalachian State. So That's a game that's been talked about a good bit, and you wouldn't normally think about that. It's kind of one of those. You think Miami's gonna have a good chance to win this one? Brad Kaya has been pretty good for them. 29 for 49 for 326 and 4 touchdowns. They blew out, I think, UMass. If Miami was playing UMass, I think last week. No, FAU. Yeah, they did. FAU was a pretty good ball club. Miami won their first game pretty easily, but our Appalachian State, they have had almost beat Tennessee, should have beaten Tennessee, and now they get a home game in North Carolina. I'm going to call this game an upset. Appalachian State will get a top 25 win this year. I think they'll beat Miami. I think it'll be close. Point spread 3.5 to Miami. I would take that bet because I think Appalachian State's going to win this game. It's going to be interesting to see how Taylor Lamb and Marcus Cox does for the quarterback, running back for Appalachian State. I think they'll do very well. Don't sleep on that team. I think they can pull this upset here. Give me Miami to beat. Appalachian State to beat Miami. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, I'm already pulled my upset pick, guys. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Texas State goes to Fayetteville, Arkansas to take on the Razorbacks of Arkansas, number 24, Arkansas. So, who's going to win this game here? Give me Arkansas. I don't think Texas State's going to have enough offensively to get the job done. Tyler Jones, even though he's been pretty good this year, 40 out of 55, 418 yards and 4 touchdowns. But, Texas State, they played Ohio. They barely beat Ohio, 56-54. But I don't see them being able to pull this off. Give me a win for the Razorbacks. Even though they did struggle in Louisiana Tech. But I think Arkansas got that. So, next game on the list, as we continue making our way up to number 23, North Texas versus number 23, Florida. Game's been in Gainesville. Luke Del Rio has been pretty good for the Gators, 48 of 76 for 576 yards and 6 touchdowns in between the two games. So, we'll see what happens. They got Florida wins by 36. I kind of agree with it. I think they'll win by maybe a little bit less, 28 maybe. But, I'm starting to think, guys, that this is something that's been going on in college football for maybe the last 2 seasons that we haven't really noticed. The lower level conferences, like the Sun Belt, Conference USA, the G5, in other words, and the American, they're better than a lot of people give them credit for. I know this for a fact because I've seen UL's athletes, and they got some really good athletes themselves. And I've seen Taylor Lamb come. He's a great quarterback for Appalachian State. I watched all these guys play, and I watched LSU play, and to be honest, the talent level between the two is shrinking. Every year it's shrinking more and more. Even FCS guys that are coming up, they're catching the FBS, and some teams have already caught the FBS. Like we got a team, North Dakota State, that's a dynasty. They're playing Iowa this week. I don't know if Iowa's going to lose that game, but it's going to be a real interesting game. I'm kind of curious to see how I'm even going to tell you. I got my pick already, but it's going to be an interesting one to see. I would not be surprised if someone gets upset again this week. College football is getting more and more crazier because everybody's starting to get to the level where they can't get any better. The only team I see that's dominant in the SEC is Alabama. Everybody else is kind of back to where they need to be in different ways like that. So, yeah, speaking of that, that's different. College football is changing. And we got teams falling down, falling up, going up, falling down all the time. So, it's a real interesting one to pick. And what number was I on? I was just about to pick this game, and I lost my spot. Oh, yeah, Florida, North Texas. I got Florida winning this game. All right, next game, number 22, Oregon versus Nebraska. This will be a pretty good game. Nebraska is giving 3 points to Oregon. So picking Nebraska ain't an upset. Do I think? I don't know. Royce Freeman for Oregon has been pretty good for him. I do not think Oregon's going to win this game. Give me Nebraska. I got them pulling this win. I'm going to go with Vegas on this one. I'm picking, that ain't really an upset because Vegas is going with them. So it's like, yeah, picking dangerous games, you know. Let me get next game on the list here. It's 21 Baylor. So Baylor is still leading 7-3. I'll keep you updated as the game goes along here with the score. In case you're listening live anywhere and you're not near a TV or you're on your phone now watching the game or something. There's so many ways to watch college football. Like, it's crazy. That's how I'm able to keep up with a lot of these games. Thank God for technology, you know. Mississippi State versus number 20 LSU. LSU benched Brandon Harris. So now it's kind of interesting what's going to happen here. Will they start the new quarterback for LSU? It's going to be a fun one. Danny Edeling, I think, Danny Edeling. I think he's going to start him. And he was even quoted saying, I can't imagine Danny Edeling won't take the first snaps. So, you know what? I think Tigers will start him. He seemed to provide a spark. Is he the answer for LSU? Some people say he is. I'm one of those people that like to see him play 3 or 4 games in a year before you make a decision on a brand new quarterback. He's a transfer from Purdue. He did decent, but he was playing Jacksonville State. I said Jacksonville State was going to upset LSU. Got it wrong. But the game was kind of close for a good while. So, I mean, that's the way it goes. But I think LSU will win this game here over Mississippi State. Mississippi State lost a lot of guys last year. They're in rebuilding mode, so give me LSU to win this game here and improve to 2-1. 2-1 on the year. Whew. Now, as we go up to number 19 here, that's Ole Miss, so we're going to save that one for later. That's the top 25 matchup. 18, top 25 matchup, so we go up to number 17. Let's see if I can find number 17. I think it might have a bye week, though. Oh, never mind. It's Texas A&M versus Auburn. They got Auburn giving 3.5 points. I think Texas A&M is better than a lot of people give them credit. Give me A&M. They're going to knock off Auburn and Jordan Hare. So give me Texas A&M to win that game. This is the week we're really going to find out what teams are made of. Because we got a lot of top 25 matchups. It's crazy. We got a top 10 matchup even this week. So we're going to about to find out who's going to be in the show, kind of. This is really going to clear up the playoff picture this week, I think. Number 16. Is there a number 16 anywhere on this list? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I don't think 16's on here. I think I'm missing it, guys. I don't see it. Oh, Georgia. Number 16, Georgia versus Missouri. I don't see Missouri being able to win this one. Give me Georgia winning this one. Nick Chubb's going to run all over Missouri's defense. Isaiah McKenzie's been pretty good for him. As a receiver for him this year. Give me the Bulldogs of Georgia to win that game. You know, I kind of miss Mike. I wish Mike was on the show this week. Or Juicy. I haven't seen Juicy in a while, so it's kind of depressing, guys. I'm not going to lie. Let's see. Number 15. Still another score update. 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. 7-3. Baylor leads over Rice. So, let's see. Number 16 was Georgia. Now we're at number 15. Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. It's like, yeah, might have. It's kind of got me like, oh no. Oh yeah. Ohio versus number 15, Tennessee. Like I mentioned earlier, Ohio did lose to Texas State last week, 56-54. Tennessee, they look kind of a little bit better this week. Jalen Hurd as their quarterback. They might be starting to get in the rhythm, you know. Give me Tennessee to win this game over Ohio. This could be a big week for Tennessee to move up in the rankings. Because they got a lot of teams in front of them playing, so we'll see. Number 14. That's another top 25 matchup. We'll pick that later. Number 13. Let's see. North Dakota State versus Iowa. They don't have like a Vegas poll up this. But I'll tell you what, this is going to be a very interesting game. This game is huge for Iowa. Like I said, like I was mentioned earlier, FCS catching up to FBS. North Dakota State, I think they won the last 5 national championships in the FCS conference play. That tells you right there. They're dominant in the FCS. They're owning that. Iowa better be careful. This will be a very interesting game. I have no idea what to think about this game. This one's been buzzing in my head all week. I really want to pull an upset because I think it could possibly happen. It's a good chance for it to happen. North Dakota State's a really good football team. They could take down Iowa. And you know what? I'm going to call it. North Dakota State will upset number 13 Iowa this week in Iowa City. Give me the Bison of North Dakota State. And if I'm wrong, I will not pick any upset picks on this game. Like, if this team loses. The other one, App State beat Miami, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, it could be close. But this one, I won't pick an upset pick next week if North Dakota State doesn't beat Iowa. I will not. Because I can see what's going to happen. I think North Dakota State's going to beat them. I can visualize them beating Iowa. It's not crazy in my head to think they will or won't. I can visualize that. And if you can visualize something, there's a good chance it could possibly happen. So, give me North Dakota State to beat Iowa. Number 11, Texas versus California. I'm going to take Texas in this game because I think they have a good chance here. I love Texas' young quarterback. He's really good at what he does. Leads Texas very well. So, give me the Longhorns to win this game. Alright, moving on up to the list. Number 10, that's playing later. So, with number 9, Georgia State versus Wisconsin. Give me Wisconsin. They played really well against LSU. And then they follow up that big win with a win against Akron. So, another kind of easy settling game to get you ready for Michigan State next week. So, this could be a trap game, but I don't see it happening that way. Give me Wisconsin to win this game. Here. Alright, with number 8 on the list here. I've seen number 8 earlier. Oh, yeah. Portland State versus number 8, Washington. I think Jake Browning and them is going to get the job done against Portland State. Real kind of easy game for them to win. Portland State ain't really good this year. I don't think they'll be able to do it. Washington, if you look at best chance for an undefeated season, they got them at 8%. Florida State has the highest chance. Next week, Washington gets Arizona. Is it kind of a trap game? Maybe so. They had 2 easy games, Rutgers and Idaho. Start off the year, Washington. So I think they'll win this one. Arizona might present a challenge, and they get number 7 Stanford at home. So it should be a good win for Washington, though. Next game on the list as we continue climbing up this college football chart here. And we arrive at number 7 on the week. Crazy, huh? USC versus number 7 Stanford. Christian McCaffrey, that's the only guy you need to know on this list. He's going to take over USC's defense. USC got shredded by Alabama in the opener. And then they follow it up with a win against Utah State, which they did pretty good there. But let me say that the Trojans are going down again this week. I got them going 1-2 as they open Pac-12 play against Stanford. Give me Stanford to win this game. Number 6 on the list here. As we continue climbing up the list here, let's see. Houston won, so 40-16. Like I said, Houston game was a lot closer than what the scoreboard says. So If y'all didn't watch that game, go watch the replay of it or something, because that was a real good game. Up until the 2 pick sixes in a row. Never want to see that happen. Number 5, Clemson versus South Carolina State. I got Clemson winning this one. Clemson escaped a scare from Troy last week, winning 30-24. Clemson, I don't know what's wrong with them. I guess they're kind of rebuilding a little bit this year. They need to get better because they got a pretty tough schedule ahead of them. After this, they play Georgia Tech, so need to kind of gel together this week. We'll see what kind of improvements are being made this week. And a score update from the Baylor-Rice game. Baylor was leading 14-3 over Rice. They just scored another touchdown. So we'll see what happens here in that game as we continue picking the top 25 matchups in college football for the week. Okay, so next game on the list here, we were up number 6. Now we're up to number 5, which I believe it was Clemson. Yeah, I already picked that one. So up number 4. Sorry about that, guys. Colorado versus number 4, Michigan. Give me Michigan. Michigan's defense really impressed me. Constantly putting pressure on the quarterback and really making guys wonder what's going on there. They beat UCF 51-14, beat Hawaii 63-3. They have not had a game this year where they haven't scored 50 points, so we'll see what happens here. Kind of interesting games we got this week. Number 3. That's a top 25 matchup, which you probably could pick it, but I think number 2 is Florida State, and they got a top 25 matchup too, yeah. So, everybody that's 1, 2, and 3 have a top 25 matchup this week, so we're going to start with the lowest of the low. Let me pick. Which game do I want first? Number 12, Michigan State versus number 18, Notre Dame. Michigan State, we only seen them play one game so far this year. Then they got a bye week. And they beat Furman 28-13. O'Connor needs to try to get good on this game here. But Deshaun Kaiser for Notre Dame is going to take over this game. They probably had the best loss so far. They're going to give it everything they got to get in this playoff. And they're still alive technically. You could lose early in this thing and still get into it. So that's why I say don't fret if your team lost already. So, one time. You can't lose twice and get in. That's not going to happen. Let me see. Pick. The pick is in. Give me Notre Dame to knock off Michigan State. I got Notre Dame win this one. They're fighting for their playoff life. Give them a lot. And they're playing in in Indiana, South Bend. So, give me Notre Dame to win. All right, next top 25 matchup on the list here that I got is going to be an interesting one as well. Number 1, Alabama takes on number 19, Ole Miss. All right, for the last 2 years, we've seen Ole Miss knock off Alabama. With the Saints, with Chad Kelly last year doing it. It's going to be interesting to see what Alabama does this year. Can they break this trend? This is where the trend started in Oxford. And Alabama would love to beat Ole Miss. Ole Miss lost that game against Florida State. But I don't see the SEC nearly as strong of a conference this year as they've been in the past. But I think Alabama is the best team in the SEC this year. So give me the Crimson Tide. I picked Ole Miss last year, but I'm going against them this year. Give me Alabama to knock off number 19, Ole Miss. So yeah. I think Alabama's going to do it because, they've been so dominant in the first 2 wins of the season. So, we'll see what happens. And I've seen the video of Nick Saban cussing out Lane Kiffin. And that was crazy to say the least. You don't see Saban get that angry all the time. That was nuts. All right, we have 2 more games left. 3 more games left to pick. Number 3, Ohio State versus number 14, Oklahoma. Some people say that Oklahoma's gonna win this game. Ohio State's favored by 1 point. They're playing in Norman. Depends on JT Barrett versus Baker Mayfield. Got a pretty good quarterback matchup. But Oklahoma's fighting for their playoff life. And I believe that Oklahoma will lose to Ohio State this week. Ohio State, JT Barrett, they got a really young team. And this is a very good early test, but I think they'll be able to pull it off here. I like what I've seen Ohio State so far do on both sides of the ball. I think they'll be able to, if they can gel real early with each other in the season, I think they'll be able to pull it off and get a win. They haven't really been tested yet. Bowling Green and Tulsa ain't really good teams to see how well you are going to be in a national championship kind of mindset, but I think Ohio State will have enough to pull this game off. I think they got them winning by like a touchdown. Late touchdown. Good win now in Oklahoma's playoff hopes for the year. Because like I said earlier, Oklahoma, they lose this game, be like a 7-5 year for them. Every time they're ranked high to start the season, they always seem to they just can't live up to it. It's like they're like, oh, we can't do this anymore. I mean, it happens. Just one of those things with Oklahoma. So that's why I'm picking it off them basically. It just seems every time they get ranked that high that something comes along and messes it up for them. So give me Ohio State knocking off Oklahoma. Number 2, Florida State versus number 10, Louisville. Now, this is a game I'm looking forward to. Florida State, like I mentioned earlier, has the highest chance of any team to go undefeated for like a national championship, kind of, at 13%. Louisville, Lamar Jackson has been so great to him this year. Literally hurtling over people to get into the end zone and he's probably going to be a Heisman contender before it's all said and done. This is a real interesting game. I believe that Florida State, they need to get ready to play. This is going to be a tough one, but I got Florida State winning this game over Louisville, even though Louisville's a really talented team. I think Florida State's got enough to win it here. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen. I mean, it's just going to be crazy. I got Florida State winning it, though. I think I've seen enough from them to be able to pull off the win. Like I said, that's a really gut decision. I really want to pick both those teams because it's been so good to each other. Florida State and Louisville will be a very good game, and it will come down probably to the last minute of the game. I think Florida State wins it by a late field goal. It's going to probably depend on the coach. That's probably how big of a game this is. So Jimbo Fisher needs to be on this game if they want to get a W. So, last game I'm going to pick. The UL Lafayette Raging Cajuns take on the South Alabama Jaguars. I will be at this game tomorrow, and there is a forecast for rain possibly. Kind of scattered showers. I mean, it rained today. It was kind of expected to rain, but it was like no thunder, no lightning and stuff. It was just like kind of a decent downpour. But anyway, I see some people thinking that UL's going to lose this game. They got them favored to win by like 3 points, but I don't know. There's something about this Cajun team that I get excited about. Like, there really is. Like, I picked them to lose against Boise State. Picked them to win against McNeese, but that game should have been a lot better, I think. Defense put a lot of pressure on McNeese's quarterback. I was happy to see that. Trying to compare McNeese to South Alabama. Yeah. Y'all got to remember, McNeese is ranked number 11 in the FCS. And like I said, I think the FCS is kind of getting on par on Sun Belt. Like, think about it. Appalachian State and Georgia Southern. In 1 year, Georgia Southern won the Sun Belt. Their first year into the Sun Belt, they won the Sun Belt. So, don't give me that thing with the FCS can't carry over and compete with FBS. That thing is long gone. It's not even a thing anymore. We're living a different age of football. Athletes are trained better. Coaches are better. Everything's just better. And it will continue to get better. Is there a limit to how good you can actually get as a football team? I'm guessing so. I mean, unless there's like something coming up to where you can actually like genetically modify your child to be a great player or something like that, but we're not close to that yet or anything like that. That would make you think that way. So, who am I going to pick in this game? I think UL is a better team than people give them credit for. I think they're better than they were last year. I see them getting bowl eligible this year. I can see it. I think they'll be even better in this game 3. Even though South Alabama beat Mississippi State, Mississippi State's really not that good. I will tell you that right now. Mississippi State's not nowhere near the team they need to be. So is the win kind of shallow? I guess you can kind of say it is. They got destroyed by Georgia Southern the next week. I don't think Mississippi State's really that good anymore this year. I don't know. So far from what I've seen from the teams, Mississippi State's not that good. South Alabama might have been a one-game show. I'm not quite sure. South Alabama's got a good team, but I think UL's is better. Give me UL. I think they'll beat by 10 points because it's always close with these two schools. There's always a close game between them two, so should be another thrilling one at Cajun Field. So y'all bring your ponchos and come out to the game, so it should be a very fun time. All right. That'll be all for the Fishbowl Radio here tonight. Thank you for tuning in. You can listen to us here on Spreaker or on iHeartRadio. You can also be on the Spreaker app. You can listen to us there. iHeartRadio app. You can listen to us there. Listen on your computer, your tablet. We're basically everywhere. Go on our website and give us a listen. You can even go click on the links on our Facebook page and come listen. So there ain't no excuses for y'all not to listen to the radio show. So thank you for tuning in here, and I'll be happy if Mike can come back. Me, Mike might be making a road trip down to New Orleans next week. So to watch the UL Lafayette Raging Cajuns take on the Tulane Green Wave, which would be a pretty good one in Tulane's new stadium they got like last year, I think. I've never been there, so last time I went to New Orleans was for the New Orleans Bowl, which was it'd be a good game. And also this week there's been an announcement that UL will have a home and home against against Mississippi State. So UL play Mississippi State, then they'll come play UL at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, which ain't a true home and home game. Don't know why it's marketed that way. Mississippi State should be coming to Cajun Field, in my opinion, but that's just the way it goes. All right, thank y'all for tuning in. Have a great, wonderful weekend, and y'all watch some football, and y'all have a nice barbecue out there. I've noticed it's been kind of getting a little bit of fall weather out there lately here in Louisiana, so y'all take a big, deep breath of air and just let it go. It's football season. Take care, everybody.